Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel, Fish Den 365, and welcome back to Topwater Tuesday! Today, we have a good show for you. We were recently out on the lake fishing, and we found a pretty decent bite. We didn't get there until 5 o'clock, so we had an hour and a half to figure them out. It was, I just didn't have a lot of time. I got done with the chores, and I thought, you know, an hour and a half is enough time, because I knew the area. I had been fishing there the last few weeks. I knew the bass were there. It's just a matter of figuring out how to get them to go. The food source is there. You'll hear them as you watch the video. Listen to all the sucking and popping sounds. It's all the bluegills in there feeding. And so the food source was there. I knew those fish were there, and I knew that I can get them if I adapted properly. So we'll take you to the video. You can see it right now.
Fish. God, boy, there's a lot of stretching that model. Way too much. That didn't take long to get him anyway. Just gotta get him in here. Yeah, he's a little guy. Alright. Well, we had to change up baits to an old faithful for me, the Huddleston Weedless Shad. They don't seem to really want to go after the plow tonight. Maybe too much action. This thing's subtler and a little bass, but better than no bass. Let's see if we can't upgrade here. Boy, there's a lot of stretching this mono. I have straight mono on this outfit and I'm not used to it. On the HUD. Little guys though. Oh yeah, now we're talking. That's what the HUD can do. There's a good one. Finally, Huddleston, he choked it. Okay. Nice belly on that one. All right, we'll keep throwing the HUD then. Sorry guys, that was a nice one. Probably another 3.5, 4 pounder. This one took the Sense Frog here. I should have just poke flipped them. That was a nice one. So this is the Huddleston Weedless Shad, the bait that I caught the 3 bass on that outing. And you know, this bait has caught me a lot of fish. Not just me, but my kids as well. They were using this as they were growing up. Melissa's going to be 25 in January, but when she was 13 or 14 years old, she just destroyed the rest of us. My brother, my dad, myself, Lisa, on a vacation outing, and all she threw was this bait. But man, did she catch a lot of fish. And I have a bunch of friends that are really good bass fishermen. I don't know any of them that use this bait. but they're missing out because this thing has a special quality about it. It doesn't look like much maybe when you're looking at it, but when you fish it, it does some interesting things. This tail kicks, but it's a very subtle kick, more like a real fish would be. But the more important thing is when this thing is falling, it does this. It has that shimmy, just like a Senko. And it just looks like an injured shad or an injured bait fish. And so I was just throwing this thing up into the pads and reeling it up over a pad and letting it go back down, reeling over the pads. And when they saw it, they'd catch onto it and bite it. And I was, I came on to using this lure late in the day. I thought I'll just take this with me on a whole different outfit, and I was in a hurry because I only had an hour and a half to fish, so I just picked up a rod and put it on there, and it was straight mono on the reel, and I wasn't used to that kind of stretch. So when I go out again, I will be putting this on braid with maybe a lead or maybe not. We'll have to see how that goes. And then the other bait that I was using is this one here. This is a Sense Vega Frog. It's got a really nice action to it. It's got a little bit of a cupped mouth, so you can pop it. You could also walk the dog rather easily with it, but the way I like to fish this the best is to make the face of the frog slap the water. You work your rod and the reel in such a way where the bait is doing this and slapping the water as it moves forward. It makes a good commotion. It looks like it's hurt. And we did get one late in the day on this that it got right off at the side of the boat. I should have netted it or boat flipped it. That was a good fish. But the thing about this bite was that there weren't a lot of active bass. In other words, I wasn't hearing bass or seeing bass coming up and bashing the sunfish that were out there. And there's a ton of sunnies out there. But then very late in the day, like the last 20 minutes of daylight or so, they started blowing up, and that's when I picked up this frog and got that good bite on this frog. So I'm always paying attention for that true topwater bite where they're coming up and blowing up on those bluegill.
So if you're wondering about that Huddleston Weedless Shad, it's actually a pre-rigged bait. It's got a internal weight to it, and it's got a hook that comes out the back where the dorsal fin is. You can't see it, it's hidden, but it's a really slick bait when it comes to fishing in weedless situations like that. The only thing I wish they made a bigger one. That's like maybe 4 inches or 4 1/4 inches. If they made a 5 and 5 1/4 inch bait, I would really, really like that, because it would match some of the bait size that I fish in some of my local lakes. But nevertheless, it's a very good bait. It catches fish in open water, catches fish in cover. It's a good dock bait. It skips really easy, and it has that nice wiggle to it as it sinks. So it's a good bait for fishing docks. Just a lot of versatility to that particular bait. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to give me the thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And if you want to see a review about that Huddleston bait that I did a few years back, take a look at this one right here. Until next time, be safe out there. Hope to see you on the water. And as always, may God bless your fishing endeavors.